You'll always have excuses for not doing something. Why don't you create some for doing it? And if you have the money coming in, okay, so you work extra hours. If you have a family, okay, I see that excuse too, and I understand it, and it makes a lot of sense. But there's a will, there's a way. I don't know. Wake up at 4 a.m. I do.
You are the co-founder of Rev Genius, which is a community of more than 35,000 revenue-generating sales and marketing professionals. Really, and I'm inspired by this, is just bringing people together to learn, to share, to support, to grow each other. And in addition to that, you're the founding member of Rev Room, which is a community of some of the most respected leaders within the technology space. I'm inspired by what you're doing. So I'm excited just to kind of dive in and see what makes you, man? Why are you doing what you're doing?
Man, I think everybody's goal, whether they admit it or not, is to do something they want to be doing from top to bottom, so to speak, like that just aligns. Alignment is so critical in a company's growth, and it's so critical in your personal growth. If your parents forcing you to do math and you just aren't good at it or whatever, and forcing you here or there, you might do it because you're being forced. You might do it because the people around you are doing it. A different level, if you're not being forced, you might do it because you think it's what you should be doing. And a lot of people have been in each of those levels, but is it what you truly want to be doing? So over the course of life, you need to have some of those conversations and with yourself. And even if it means making a lateral move or taking a step back, right? All the people going from not SaaS into SaaS, a lot of them are making lateral moves if they're lucky. And they don't even know if that's congruent. They think, but this is what they think they should do, right? And they're doing this. Just being aligned top to bottom is what got me here today. And frankly, before Rev Genius, I used my side hustles, so to speak. I'd call them passion projects. I didn't care to make money from them. I kind of wanted to, but I wasn't hell bent on it. But I realized the need to have passion in something I work with during my life, not just a hobby, because I wanted to, 360 do this. So I launched a fashion magazine because I sat down with my best friend at the time and we said, what do we really like out of life? We were both a little disenfranchised. I wasn't getting paid on time. My first SaaS job, he was a nightclub promoter and he wanted to get out. We're like, let's keep it simple. We like fashion. We like fitness, and we like fun. What does that look like together? And we distilled that fashion was what we liked the most. And we're like, okay, great. We know nothing about fashion. What are we going to do? Go get entry-level jobs in fashion? As a 30-year-old, get a 30K, 40K job? That doesn't sound interesting. I said, let's just create a blog. Let's brand it as a magazine, a digital magazine, and let's figure it out. And we did. And that led me to doing fashion technology, which didn't work out, which led me to other things. We all have this journey of trying to figure out, and I hope we're maximizing this. Some of us are not. And it's to no fault of us, right? It's just fear disguised as practicality, right? Along the way. But and I had that right up until I was forced to do Rev Genius. Then I just said, you know what? Shit was so dire in COVID, especially without a job. I'm if it's not now, it's never. So I was able to fully align and then just go all in.
I think there's a lot of people who feel that same way of, is this really congruent with what I'm trying to do? And maybe at one point they did feel that way. I know a lot of people who, I even look at between the years of 2018 to 2021, for many, that was the golden age of tech. Everybody had money, everybody was selling deals. And if you were selling in the tech space to the tech space, you're most likely doing well.
Yeah.
And since crossing that threshold of COVID and in 2022 and beyond, people have now started to say, is this really what I'm meant to be doing? It filled me up and it fulfilled me so much at one point. But a lot of people are now questioning, so what is it? If it's not this, what is it? And I think it's impressive that you had, so to speak, the cojones to try it. Make a fashion, digital magazine. That is so unique and different. And also, outside of your comfort zone.
Dude, I was leaving like I was work from home before work from home was a thing. So like I had a lot more flexibility. I'd like pick up garments at like lunch from uptown, prepare fashion shoots during the day, hop on sales calls in the afternoon. And we had a joke. We worked 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. every day because he was a nightclub promoter, remember? So like I'd have to go out at night to have business conversations with him because the dude slept till 3 p.m. I had to talk to him about that at some point as well. But like it's a bigger risk to not do what you want or like not exhaust your ambition and what you truly want. And it's a challenge for many because they need a day job to live. And this is a big challenge that I empathize with all the way. I challenge back to do a passion side hustle. You'll always have excuses for not doing something. Why don't you create some for doing it? And if you have the money coming in, okay, so you work extra hours. If you have a family, okay, I see that excuse too, and I understand it, and it makes a lot of sense. But there's a will, there's a way. I don't know. Wake up at 4 a.m. I do.
Thanks for listening to the Rising Leader Podcast. Make sure you hit that follow button so you get notified every time a new episode releases. If you know someone who wants to take their lives and their career to the next level, send them this episode so we can all rise together. For more information, check out alluviance.co. We'll see you next time. And in the meantime, keep letting it flow.